Okay, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate the Docstar document management system for Whitaker Oil, complementing the Chempax ERP system. And the idea behind it is to help manage the document side of the process of order fulfillment for Whitaker's customers. So the benefits that we're talking about here is that we want to put Whitaker employees in a position to always be able to find any document related to any customer order at any time from anywhere. Okay? And always be able to let customers know what stage of the fulfillment process their order is in case they phone in and say, hey, where's my order? And then also know exactly where delays come into play in fulfillment. So this is all about the document side of the order fulfillment at Whitaker. So Docstar is a web browser-based solution that can be hosted on-premise at the Whitaker Oil facility or in the cloud or anywhere. Okay? And we designed a workflow here that is basically your workflow using your documents. So we actually do have a bunch of Whitaker documents here from different Whitaker customers. These are 7 different customers and lots of different documents. So the workflow is as follows. Something that all of you are very familiar with is that the purchase order will come into Whitaker. The data will get entered into Chempax, and then the purchase order could potentially be put on hold if there's a credit issue. And maybe the order eventually gets terminated if that never gets resolved. But if it does get resolved, or if there was no credit issue in the first place, it goes into fulfillment by first landing in the planning department. So the work order will be here, and then a batch ticket may or may not be required. Then if it's moving forward in the fulfillment process, the next it's going to go to the warehouse for picking. And once it's picked, then it's going to go to shipping, and shipping is going to get it to the customer, where a proof of delivery will be signed by the customer, and then finally invoiced by accounting. So this is the process, but what we're going to show is a higher level of automation in this process. So people will just log into Docstar. It's a web browser, so I'm logged in as myself here. And from this view, maybe I want to see all of the orders that are currently in process at Whitaker. So I'm going to click on this tab right here called Packages. So the idea behind Packages is that it's actually a group of documents. It's not one document, but it's a group of documents that comprise your Whitaker sales order package, or actually work order package. So in this case, let me look at ABC compounding. If I were to open up a package here, we've got the purchase order is already in place here, the work order picked, the bill of lading, the proof of delivery, and the invoice. So this is a complete package. That's one view of it. Another view of it, if I just double click on this, would be I'm going to look at all the documents here and notice that to find this package, I could search by the work order number or the original PO number provided by ABC Compounding. But if I wanted to find any specific document like the work order itself, if I double click on that, these same data have also been pulled from Chempax and applied to this document so that we can find this particular work order on demand. So let's say I'm trying to answer some questions and a customer calls in and they want to know with their purchase order where they are in the process. So if that purchase order was 104009, all I have to do is run that search and look. I've got Country Innovation and Supply. Here's their package. See, it's a little bit different icon from the documents themselves. And we're on step 10, invoiced by accounting. Okay, so we've numbered the steps in this process so that you can actually sort by steps. So if I go back to the packages, we could sort by, this one is waiting to be invoiced. This one is complete. It's already been invoiced. If I wanted to, I could select it and then click yes to archive this, and it won't show up in the list anymore because it's done. It's a completed order. If somebody called in it's earlier in the process and they say that their purchase order number is 686. All I have to do is throw it into the search bar right here, and that's E&C Chemicals. They're at the warehouse for picking. That's the state of their particular order. Okay. So if I come back to these packages here, why don't we advance one of these orders, and we'll show you how a document gets into the system. So E&C, they're the ones that called. They're waiting for their order, so it has to be picked. So when I look at what stage it's in, I can always look in the workflow section at the upper left. It says at warehouse for picking. Okay. Now these are the instructions we're telling the people in the warehouse. You've got to print the work order. You've got to record your notes on the work order and then rescan your work order into the system so it's a work order picked. So they would click submit, and now we would be waiting for the E&C work order picked. So it says hold until work order picked is in. It's not in yet. So we would have to go get the E&C work order picked, which is right here. And this is the part where they just simply scan it in. And once it's scanned in from any device, could be a copier, could be a dedicated scanner on a PC. You see this right now? It's the Docstar system looked at the work order number and it ran optical character recognition and then pulled the data from Chempax. And now this particular work order pick has all of the metadata so you can find it on demand. And if we go back to that package for E&C, which is highlighted here, and double click on it, you'll see that how the work order picked is in there. So that's how things will advance through the system, and you'll always know at what step your orders are in. You'll be able to find orders on demand, and you'll have all of your documents organized so that they're in one place based on the purchase order number or the work order number or the name of the company or whatever you want to look it up by. And that's it.